was the most cruel and frightening person I ever met." These words were said about Anthony Mirra by FBI agent Joseph Pistone, who infiltrated the Bonanno family under the fake name Donnie Brasco. When someone asked Pistone about Mirra's personality, Donnie Brasco told the following story. "One day I asked him, 'Tony, how is your mother?' He answered that everything was fine. The next day I asked the same question and he said, 'Why the hell are you so curious?'" Anthony Mirra was born on July 18, 1927, in a poor Italian family that emigrated to the United States. Like many mobsters of that time, crime became a way of life. For Anthony Mirra, it was not only the environment of Manhattan, but also something in his blood. Because his uncle Alfred Imperato was a captain in the Bonanno crime family. A little later, 3 of Mirra's cousins, who were also in the Bonanno family, became captains of their own crews. It looked like Tony Mirra's fate was decided before he was even born. Like many other gangsters, Anthony started with small thefts when he was young. Later, he moved into extortion, illegal gambling, drug dealing, and murder. Law enforcement and members of the Bonanno family who flipped to the government said that Tony Mirra killed around 50 people. But there is no solid proof of this. When Anthony became older, he joined his cousin Michael Zaffarano, who was a captain in the Bonanno family. Mirra was seen as a loner by the people who knew him, and he rarely made friendly relationships even with his partners in crime. The few friends he did have usually did not live long. Any small insult toward Anthony Mirra was stopped immediately, and after that, he refused to deal with those people again. Anthony was also known for sudden rage attacks without any clear reason, and he often ended friendships at the tip of a knife. Mirra often used a knife and did not want to carry a gun because he feared being arrested by the police. Because of this, he got the nickname the Knife Man. Another strange thing about Mirra was his attitude toward women. Anthony did not need or did not want a wife, and he stayed single for his whole life. But he was not gay. In fact, he liked women and was known as a womanizer. With his height of 1.9, his solid build, and his rough but good-looking face, he got a lot of attention from women. Anthony had many women, from neighborhood girls to movie stars like Goldie Hawn. But Anthony Mirra was not a gentleman. Many women said that during sex, Mirra insulted them, humiliated them, and even hit them. He also forced women to take part in group sex and wild orgies to satisfy his sexual desires. The only person Mirra cared about was his mother. He often visited her and took her to church every Sunday. Later, Anthony Mirra met FBI agent Joseph Pistone. Then he introduced him to the Bonanno family, especially to his mafia friend Benjamin "Lefty" Ruggiero. In 1977, Anthony was charged with drug trafficking and he ran from New York. But after a few months, he was caught. After the trial, Tony Mirra was sent to prison for 8.5 years. During that time, Donnie Brasco, Pistone, connected with Lefty Ruggiero and started working for him. He was involved with illegal gambling machines and other types of rackets. When Anthony Mirra got out of prison, he said that Donnie Brasco should report to him, not to Lefty Ruggiero. This started a conflict between the two gangsters.
You're gonna be sent for. You're gonna be sent for. But I promise you one thing. Nothing's gonna happen to you. I stuck up for you all the way. I warned you. I'm not giving you up. I'll die with you. But you know what? I want this guy's head. I got to have his head. Because he's losing my mind. I'll tell you what, Anthony Mirra. I get you in the car with him. I shoot him in the head. And if you're in the way, you die too. I know I put the bullets in his eyes. And I specify what kind of a caliber it's gonna be. You stop at my door, I'll shoot you right in the head. Because you're not my friend.
Mirra took this issue to the boss of the Bonanno family, saying that Brasco should work under him. But the decision was made that Donnie Brasco would stay with Lefty Ruggiero. In revenge, Anthony Mirra accused Donnie Brasco of stealing $250,000, but nobody believed the accusation. Lefty once said to Donnie Brasco, "Mirra's problem is that he constantly insults someone. Ordinary people, his women, his partners, and even made men suffered from Anthony Mirra." Because of his terrible personality, Tony Mirra was always arguing with people. Anthony Mirra even managed to steal from his close friends, and he did not have many. He demanded that all goods and all services in the city should be given to him for free. The leadership of the Bonanno family tolerated Tony Mirra's behavior only because he made a lot of money for them. In 1979, after the death of Carmen Galante, Philip Rosselli, who was in prison at the time, became the new boss of the Bonanno family. But some captains did not accept this decision. The family split into two factions, and an internal war began. The red team was led by Alphonse Indelicato, known as Sonny Red, and the black team was led by Dominic Napolitano, known as Sonny Black. Anthony Mirra also made his choice and announced that he was joining the red team. On May 5, 1981, Sonny Black's people set up an ambush on Rosselli's orders. Sonny Red and two of his captains fell into the trap and were brutally killed. Right after that, Sonny Black called Tony Mirra's uncle, Alfred Imperato, and told him to come to a meeting. When Imperato arrived, they told him to sit down. Two soldiers stood on each side of him, adding pressure. Later, Sonny Black told Donnie Brasco what happened. According to him, when Imperato heard that the three captains were dead, he turned pale. He probably thought he was about to be killed too. But Sonny Black only told him that Mirra had been acting badly and that the actions taken were necessary. Imperato quickly agreed, basically signing his nephew's death sentence. When the family discovered that Donnie Brasco was actually an undercover FBI agent, Mirra understood that he was finished. All he could do was hide. But on February 18, 1982, Mirra's time ran out. He was lured to a garage owned by his uncle Alfred Imperato. Then Richard Cantarella and his cousin Joseph D'Amico got into the back seat of Mirra's gray Volvo and shot him in the head several times. A few hours later, Tony Mirra was found by a random police officer. At first, the officer thought Mirra was just a homeless guy sleeping in someone's car. But when he opened the door and looked inside, he saw blood pouring from Mirra's head. There was so much blood that it even got on the officer's uniform. When Mirra's body was taken to the county morgue and the workers started removing his clothes, they noticed he was wearing a red shirt, but it had turned yellow from being soaked in dried blood.